Hello everyone and welcome back to Gran Turismo 7. Now I still have a lot of stuff recorded from this game that I have not yet put into videos. So that's what I'm going to be working on today because all the files are just taking up tons and tons of space on my computer. But in addition to that, I actually played this game again yesterday for the first time in a while and I really enjoyed it. And I think I'll be definitely recording some more. So there should be plenty of Gran Turismo videos coming up. We'll be increasing the frequency of those, and also they're much faster to make than the Formula 1 game videos, so that's part of it as well. It'll mean I can put out more videos overall. So yeah, that is the reason for that. But anyway, in this one we are going to be collecting some AMGs. That is our first task. We'll probably get through another menu book or two in this one. So our first trio of cars, we need to collect the Mercedes AMG C63S from 2015, the SLS AMG from 2010, love that car, and we also are going to get the Mercedes AMG GTS from 2015. That just sounds like a bunch of letters, but anyway, let's just get cracking. So the races we need to do to unlock these cars are the Schwarzwald League races. I don't speak German, I'm sorry. And the first one of those is at Catalonia. We're going to be using the BMW Safety Car just for something a little bit fun. So we're going to need to do some work to it first. So let's do that. So here we go then for the first race in the championship, and we are at the Catalonia circuit. So I should know this one very well from Formula 1. Big lines up the inside into turn 1, and that's already a position gained. And a field of all German cars, which means a field full of some very big brands. BMW, Mercedes, Audi, all the good stuff will be here as we navigate our way through. Big spoiler on the back of this car to help keep it stable. Very important when you have so much horsepower. But anyway, let's not look at that too closely, and ignore the big lights on the top as well. They're probably not too great for the aero, but the safety car is fun as an idea to drive around, so yeah, well, that's why I've chosen it. But anyway, we've moved ourselves up into 11th position. We may be about to make that 10th as we have a look around the outside into this usually very awkward corner in the Formula 1 cars. They like to get a little bit twitchy through there most of the time, but anyway, we make our way through. Porsche as well. Did I forget to mention Porsche in that list? Anyway, I potentially did. We continue to push on though, and we will be making our way around the outside of another car here. Not quite, as we have to tuck in behind it for a little bit longer. Opel, that's another well-known German brand. But anyway, we move ourselves up into 8th position now, so steady progress through the field on the opening lap of this one. Decently long race, so we should have plenty of time to find our way through the field. We've got two more cars that are right in front of us as we come through the final corner. We're going to make the move down the inside, and that's one position, and that is two. And that moves us all the way up into P6 on the first lap of the race. We continue on then, and we soon grab 5th position around the outside of turn 3, and 4th place. In fact, the podium is already in sight just up the road heading through turn 4, so we should be right on them in just a moment, as we having a little bit of trouble controlling this car, I will admit. But anyway, we will try and squeeze through the gap around the outside. That wasn't really there. We made it a gap though, and we managed to get through, move ourselves up into 4th position, and as I just mentioned, the podium. In fact, the race lead is only about 2 corners in front of us, so we are very quickly approaching the race leaders, as we are going to try and cut to the inside. Doesn't work. That car was a lot slower on the apex than I anticipated, and we run straight into the back of them, but it's fine. We move on from that and move ourselves up into 3rd position. now onto the podium, so that's technically all we need to achieve, but you know the rules by now. We've got to win every race, and I mean at the rate we're going, this one should be fairly easy, as we're already onto the back of the race leaders, and it's only the end of lap 2 of 5, so this car is very, very quick, and of course a circuit I know well also doesn't hurt. But anyway, we find our way up into second position, and a bit of contact there I think, but anyway, we're still arguing the case as we go around the outside of the final corner, and we will eventually get that move done. And now it is all about the slipstream along the main straight. We may be able to get a nice tow here. Doesn't look like our straight line speed is anything special. We're making our time in the corners, it seems, as we head into the braking zone. We can't quite make the move there, but we're going to do it in the next few corners, I'm sure. We slide through up the inside of turn 2, and that's job done, up into the lead. So let's just move on to the end of the race. Alrighty, so we move on to the end of the final lap. Switch to the in-car camera just for a bit of challenge over the last couple of laps, but we still take a victory by quite the margin. The safety car out in front of the field, as it should be. But anyway, that is a race victory for us, and job done here. Another trophy to add to the ever-expanding cabinet, and more money in the bank as well, of course. And most importantly, we get a new car. This one is the GT, so that is one of 3 in the collection. So the second race is at the Nürburgring Nordschleife, and well, I'm not one of the people who just does endless laps around this circuit for fun, because I don't think it's that much fun. But it still is a very cool circuit to race around. I did used to actually know it quite well from the what was it, the Mercedes Academy thing, whatever it was called, in Gran Turismo 5. I did learn the circuit quite well from that, but yeah, that's a bit of an off-circuit lunge, but we're not going to pay too much attention to that, because this is a race that I just kind of want to get through, because it's not going to be easy. You'll notice we're on the intermediate tyres for this one, and I will admit this is actually my second attempt at this race. The first attempt, it was raining, and I was on the racing softs, as we wander a little bit wide there and a bit sideways off circuit. Another collision with the wall, just add that one to the list. But yeah, that was an interesting experience. Didn't go so well. We finished 5th, so I just chopped all that out because that would have just been painful to watch. So we are going again. We're on intermediates, but now the track's dry, which is a better combination than dry tyres in the wet, I can tell you that. But anyway, as we are slowly finding our way through the field, and you know, getting used to this car, I'm hoping the rain will come down again later in the race. I say later in the race, it's one lap, but it's an extraordinarily long lap. Longest circuit in this game, I believe. Not the longest in Gran Turismo history. Well, I guess actually this is the Nordschleife version, so technically the 24-hour version would be longer. But I was actually thinking of Circuit de la Sierra, that really long mountainous track in Gran Turismo 6. Never was a fan of that one. But anyway, we are slowly making our way through the field still, and we've moved ourselves up into 8th position so far, so pretty decent progress, seeing as we've been absolutely all over the place during this race so far, but slowly making less mistakes and keeping things on the road a little bit more nicely as we make a move around the outside there. That puts us up into 7th position. So yeah, really we're just trying to get through this race with the minimal number of mistakes, and hopefully that would be good enough to take a victory. We've got good straight line speed, and I'm hoping that that will be very useful towards the end of the lap, so if we are still behind, we can make up some time along the straight at the end, so we'll see. But anyway, we are checking out the in-car camera because a few spots of rain appearing now, and this is where the tyre choice could really come to help us. I don't know what tyres everyone else is on, but yeah, the rain is coming down here at the Nürburgring, and that means having these intermediate tyres on is now definitely the right call. So here we go, immediately gaining a few spots, and we've put ourselves up into 5th position now, so already where we were at the end of the previous attempt, but still nowhere near the race lead yet. Still got plenty of work to do as we are making our way around the lap. We're probably, I don't know, maybe the halfway point, even further at this point, so yeah, we got a lot of work to do. There's a big mistake there that drops us a spot after we did briefly take 4th position. We're back down into 5th, so we will need to try and make up for that. And the Nürburgring, as I mentioned, I used to know this track quite well, never been able to drive it perfectly, but yes, I'm very much rusty at this circuit, especially this kind of back section. I don't really know it, so a lot of driving around this circuit is just guesswork for me. I don't know, which way the next corner goes at every point. So yeah, that's the reason there's a lot of mistakes. And it's much easier when I'm following another car because I can use them as somewhat of a guide. But anyway, we are coming up to one of the tightest corners on the circuit. Huge lunge up the inside there, and okay, well, that is what happens when you do that at the tightest corner on one of the tightest corners on the circuit. I don't know if it's the tightest, but it is certainly very sharp at banked hairpin. But anyway, we managed to come out of that, and we're already up onto the podium now, so still making decent progress in this one, as you can now very much see the spray, as you have been for a while, coming off the cars in front. So yeah, definitely intermediate conditions here, and I assume they must have groove tyres, otherwise they would be all over the place as well. Whether it's intermediates or sports tyres, I do not know. But anyway, we are slowly inching ourselves closer to 2nd position, as we're also just trying to avoid the spray. Eventually we go for a lunge up the inside, too deep though, and we have another little conversation with the Armco. So we'll need to try and make a move and make it stick at some point, because we're really in struggle down here, and this is not a race going particularly well for us at the moment, because we are slowly running out of time and we're still down in 3rd. I'm a little bit worried about the race leader, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. First we have to get up into 2nd position, and they're getting away from us through here, so we still need to make up some time and drive a little more consistently, but with a bit of a straight section we gain some time there. Lunge up the inside, contact made, barge him out the way, sideways off the road for us, but we come back on and we're in 2nd position, and we have clear view once again, and that's honestly the most important thing. And one of the reasons I was having trouble getting past is the spray is a bit of an obstruction. But anyway, we're up into 2nd position now, so let's see if we can chase it down the race leader. It's not too much of a lap to go now. We're approaching the 2nd of the banked hairpin corners, so I really should learn the names of these corners one day. But anyway, that is always a mark that you're running out of time around this circuit, as we go wide again at that one, just nowhere near the groove through there. But anyway, I'm hoping our straight line speed can save us along the enormous straight that the Nürburgring is famous for, as well as a lot of other things that the Nürburgring is famous for. But anyway, we are now on the straight, so let's hope the straight line speed can do the work here, because we're a little way off the race leader at the moment, and we will be in trouble if they are quick along here. So let's see how this goes. We are just sitting and waiting. It's an enormous straight, but it does look like we may have the advantage here, as we are going to get past them down the inside as we head into this slight left-hander. Another graze with the barriers to add to the list, but we get through, and that puts us up into the lead. Just a couple of corners to go now, really hoping we don't run too deep there. Thankfully we managed to get it stopped, as I was a little late on the brakes there. But final corner now, don't hit the inside wall, run it out to the edge, and we've got a clear lead as we come towards the line. So a win here at the Nürburgring, and that was an interesting one. But anyway, we managed to come away with first place. That's the most important thing. But yeah, that was a reasonably difficult race. But anyway, job done, and more money in the bank, and another car coming our way. What are we going to get for the prize in this one? We get the SLS AMG. Nice. On to the last one, I guess. Let's do it. Alrighty then, so here we go for the final race of the Schwarzwald League. Let's do it. We're here at the Circuit de Saint-Croix, I think it was called. B. Anyway, hopefully this goes a little better than last time. Remember in the previous episode we had some struggles with this circuit, so hopefully things can go much more smoothly on this occasion. It is a nice circuit, though this first sort of half of the lap before the bridge I always have some issues with, and I always use the bridge as a landmark on this circuit, but it's a nice bridge. I like the bridge, okay? Anyway, we're finding our way through the field, bit of contact there, but we're fine. We'll get through round the outside bit on the grass, but we'll make the move as we're well and truly having a moment there. But anyway, we've found our way up into 13th position as we cross the bridge for the first time. We've got 12th position in sight right in front of us, so let's see if we can get that position through this long downhill right-hander. We go around the outside, and we have a bit of a moment on the exit, bit of contact with the inside wall, but we're good. We have just a couple of corners to go in the lap now. We're going to go around the outside, and that's job done up into 11th position. Slight right-hander here, and catching this car at an awkward time, we'll just sneak to the left-hand side around the outside of the next one, and that's us up another 2 spots and into 9th. So flying through the field so far. We might be able to grab another position here. We're going to go left or right. We'll go to the left around the outside and through the final corner, and that's us into the top 8. So passing half the field in the opening lap of this one, and we've got 2 more cars right in front of us as we begin lap 2, as we head down towards the first corner once again. We're going to have a look to the outside, see if we can carry the momentum here. We'll get at least one of those positions, but the second one we'll have to wait a few more seconds until we get the power down along the straight line speed helping us out there, and we are through and into P6 now. So very good progress in this one now through this tricky first portion of a lap once again. Here mainly my focus is just to not make mistakes, because it is very easy to do so, but also using the cars ahead as a bit of a guide certainly does help. Anyway, we are going to make the move around the outside to the inside of this corner here, up in a bit of contacts, but we get away with it and we make the move stick, and that's us into 5th position now, so up into actually 4th with a lot of straight line speed over the bridge, and the podium runners are a fair way up the road, so it's going to take a little while to catch them, so let's do it. Moving on, and we're at the final corner of lap 3, about to start the final lap, and we finally catch the leading trio of cars all at once, but it's taken all this time to get here, so they've got plenty more speed than the rest of the field behind, as we're going to try and make a move for 2nd position here down the inside into the first corner, and we will eventually get through. Just the race leader ahead of us now as we race our way along towards the next sequence of corners. A slight right-hander here, not going to give us any opportunities to gain time. Now the big braking zone into the left, and we're gaining time, but a bit of a moment on the exit costs us a bit of momentum. We're not quite there to get a good run, but sitting in the slipstream, we'll see if we can make a move to the inside as we head up here. Another moment there over the crest as we go down the other side, and very deep there, and again losing momentum. So this is a bit of a tricky part of the circuit, one I've been having some trouble with. Now we head onto the bridge once again, and our straight line speed not too great along here it seems, so it is not going to be something we can depend on throughout the rest of this lap, but hopefully we should still be able to make the move as we go very deep down the inside, and a bit of contact made, but we're through and up into the lead, so let's move on to the end. And on to the end then, we finish in first position. That was probably the hardest race of the three, to be honest. I mean, the Nürburgring was tricky, but I'm not very good at that circuit. This one had a few mistakes, but certainly not as bad as the Nürburgring. And yeah, it took until the final lap to get the lead. But anyway, that is job done here at St. Croix. So yeah, we can move on, collect our credits, trophy, etc. And of course the car, which I believe this one will be the C63 if I remember correctly. And there it is. Nice. Alright, let's head back to the cafe, I suppose, and see what we can learn about our three new cars and Mercedes AMG in general. But there it is, collection AMG complete. And we have some more Luca. Hello Luca, how you doing? Hey, congratulations, etc, etc. Alright. Oh yeah, rewards. Almost forgot about those. We got a 4-star roulette ticket. Nice. We'll cash that in when we are able. But anyway, here we go. Collection AMG. When you hear the name AMG, you probably think of super fast cars, right? Indeed, those three letters have become synonymous with Mercedes high-performance models. The AMG brand was formed in 1967 by two former Mercedes race engineers, Hans-Werner Elfrecht and Erhard Melcher. It started out as a tuning factory, dealing with Mercedes race engines. One of their most famous projects was a bright red racing car, into which they placed a rather special engine. The Mercedes-Benz AMG 300 SEL 6.8. The base model is the 300 SEL 6.3 with 226.8 brake horsepower, but it was tuned to produce nearly double the output at 394.4 brake horsepower. The car took an impressive second place at the Spa 24 Hours in 1971, and the company started to develop a huge following as a Mercedes-Benz related racing brand. In 1999, the company actually became part of Mercedes-Benz and continues to produce high-performance models today. Alrighty, and there is our next menu book, the Nissan GTRs, the mighty GTRs. Awesome, I absolutely love GTRs, they're one of my favourite cars. Anyway, we need to collect the R33 GTR V-Spec 97, the R34 GTR V-Spec 2, 2002, and the GTR from 2017, which I presume is an R35. Let's just get to it and get these cars. But first we have that roulette ticket to cash in, so let's see what we get from this one. We don't really have any huge piles of money in this particular set of prizes, and we get an invitation to buy Porsches. Brilliant. Alrighty, well that's another wasted roulette ticket. Let's move on to some racing. Alrighty then, we are back in the GTR and we are racing at the Tokyo Expressway. This is the GTR Cup. I think that's about everything that needs to be covered as we get racing here and immediately just weaving through the traffic, absolutely flying through the field. This car, I said it in the previous episode, it's an absolute monster, but we're up against other GTRs in this race, so I'll be interested to see how they go at the front of the field. Of course, this car has many upgrades on it, but already we've made massive progress through the field. Awesome to see so many GTRs in one race. You can never have too many GTRs. But anyway, we're up into 11th position already in this race within the space of a straight and a corner. So if we can keep things clean on this very tricky circuit, never mind, that's not going to happen. We've gone for a massive... oh, hang on, we've kept going. Alright, we're good. Let's keep pushing on. We're still in 11th position, barely even lost much time, just a second or two there, and we are still within sight of the top 10. So through the little tunnel / under the bridge there, and we continue to gain ground and now move ourselves up into the top 10. But yeah, this is a very tricky circuit because it is wildly fast and also quite narrow, absolutely no margin for error without hitting the barriers. Thankfully barriers are quite forgiving in this game, unlike in the Formula 1 game. If you touch a barrier, your race basically ends, but in Gran Turismo you can go bouncing off all the walls you like, and it only costs a little bit of time, which we have on our side in a car this quick. We've moved ourselves up into 8th position now, so halfway through the field already, and big lunge around the outside, and just about keeping it on the road, knocking over a few cones there, but we've put ourselves up. We're still in 8th position, so we didn't even gain a spot out of that. We will in a moment though, as we will fly straight on past in a straight line, put ourselves up into 7th position as we go down into the tunnel, and very much reminiscent of special stage, these tunnels, and this track in general. Special stage is probably not quite as fast as Tokyo Expressway, except for maybe Route 7, but Route 5 and Clubman Stage Route 5 probably not so fast as the circuits. But anyway, this is an extraordinarily long straight, massive braking zone into the next corner, but long straights are what we want. They're very easy, but we've made our way up into 3rd position now while I've been rambling on about Gran Turismo tracks, so that is great. Plenty of progress are being made, and 2nd place is well within sight now, so hopefully we'll be able to grab that in just a moment as we're closing and straight into the back of them, and we have a spin here in the same place as we did on the previous lap, I think. So this one a bit more catastrophic though, because we are pointing the wrong way. We have to do a 3-point turn. We can't do a 3-point turn because we're being absolutely smashed by the field coming by, but eventually we get moving again, but we've dropped into currently 6th position, so losing a bit of progress there, and losing plenty of time to the race leaders, so it could take a while to get that back. Not going to give up though, because this car is an absolute monster, and I think we can still come away with the race win. Unfortunately though, as we move on to the end of the race, after many more spins, crashes and overtakes, we only managed 2nd position, so we're going to need to go again. We will of course get the car, but yeah, we want 1st position. But there's the car. We get the 34, which is very nice. So yeah, job done there. We just have to go again and try to have a cleaner race. And thankfully that 2nd attempt was much better for us, and you can see we're already in sight of the race leader as we go around the outside, flying past and putting ourselves up into 1st. And that is the position we will stay in all the way to the end as we come towards the line here at the Tokyo Expressway. 360 across the line and a few spins to celebrate. Race a victory here, and that will be well, actually we've already got the car, so nothing to see here. Let's just move on to the next one. Alrighty then, here we go. Deep Forest is the 2nd race circuit we need to contend with, so let's see how this goes. Straight away, big lunge up the inside, and move ourselves up into 15th right off the bat, so good start. Let's hope we still... Oh, that's a moment already in this race, my goodness. Deep Forest never been a circuit I've particularly clicked with well, so yeah, we're going to be trying to contend with the circuit as well as the other drivers in this one, so it could be one of the more difficult ones that we will see. But anyway, we are finding all of the smallest gaps to try and make overtakes here, and it's worked for us so far. We're up into 12th position, make that 11th, so we are finding our way through the field fairly quickly here, as we are going to try and go to the right there, just about enough space as we manage to slot in line just before the tunnel and where the track narrows up there, so that was very good timing. But yeah, we're absolutely flying through the field, so up into 9th position already, but I suspect the race leaders will be faster as we go very wide there, bump the wall, and that newly, I was going to say reprofiled it's a bit more than that. It's a whole new corner they've added, and that's completely caught me out there. But anyway, oh, okay, that's an issue there. But we didn't actually lose too much momentum from that, and we're still going to have plenty of straight line speed to move ourselves up into 8th position at the end of the first lap. So very good start to this one. We may be able to grab another position here, a bit of contact on the way through, but we've put ourselves up into 7th, and P6 is right in front of us now, so we'll be able to chase them down as well as we go around the outside up into 6th position. Let's chase down the top 5. So on we go then, and we go around the outside of the 5th place mobile as we try and pull things up for this left-hander. We do so, and we're up into 5th position as we head into the tunnel. Start lap 3 now, and we've finally caught the 4th place car, and once again we will give them the heave-ho through the first corner, and we'll move ourselves up into 4th. A few corners later, and the podium is now in sight as we go through the mini tunnel in the middle sort of part of the lap, and in fact the race leader's in sight. They're right there. So we're already up into 3rd. We may be able to grab 2nd here on the left-hand side, down the inside. Not a lot of space through that very awkwardly shaped part of the circuit. Very much a one-line sequence of corners. But anyway, we made it too wide and made it through, as we've now got the race leader right in front of us. Power down along the straight, and we should be able to blow past on the right-hand side here. And we get through and move ourselves up into 1st position in Deep Forest. Oh, that's an issue there. And we've lost 1st position just as quickly as we gained it, and we're back down into 2nd. So let's try this again. Late on the brakes into the hairpin here. Big lunge up the inside, almost too big. We almost T-boned the wall, but thankfully we managed to keep things rolling. But we're still down in 2nd position. We just can't take the lead here in Deep Forest, as we have a good run through here around the outside of the final corner, and a little bit close to the wall there, but we get away with it, and we're up into the lead here, and that is where we'll stay for the rest of the race as we come across the line. It's a win here in Deep Forest, and that is a job done here. Another car to add to the collection, so let's see what we get for this one. 313,000 credits in the bank as well, and we get the R35 GTR. Nice. Alright, on to the last one. Alright, here we go then for the final GTR Cup race. We are in Croatia at the Dragon Trail Gardens circuit. Let's see how this one goes. I know this track well from the circuit experience, so we shouldn't have any excuses. This should be easy peasy, lemon squeezy down the inside, and we get through on the first 2 cars. Actually, we're up into 14th position already, as we now grab 13th as well through the staircase section there. And now heading along towards the hairpin. Going to grab another position in a straight line here, and potentially another one if we can go late enough on the race into the hairpin. No, we can't make a lunge quite that big yet. We'll just line things up for the exit. In fact, we'll make contact mid-corner there, as we just have so much better grip than these cars at the back of the field, and that was a bit of a side swipe there, but we're through, and that's another position gained. We're up into 10th position now as we go through the winding middle sector, up into 9th around the outside there, and now into the quadruple right-hander. Many apexes here, none of which I'm going to hit during this particular lap. There's a lot of other cars in the way. We drive straight over the top of that one, and we'll go straight to the back of this one. Couldn't decide whether to go left or right, and as usual, when I can't decide, I run straight into them. It happens very often. But anyway, we are up and into 6th position now, so we have gained hugely on this first lap alone. So this is going to be probably a fairly easy one. I mean, once again, not knowing whether to go left or right there, and again making contact, but up into 5th position on the first lap here at Dragon Trail. We are absolutely blazing. Just pretend that didn't happen, okay? Continuing on then, we're going to grab 4th position as we head through the hairpin. Nice sneaky move on the inside there, and we've got the podium in sight just up the road. The speed we can carry, you can see it through these winding corners is pretty crazy as we go around the outside, and that's a third position for us. We move on then, and the race leaders having a little battle of their own. We're going to slide right in between them though, and join this fight for the top 3 positions around the outside of the race leader, but we can't quite get there. They're going to hold on, but we're going to switch a back drive around the outside through the right-hander. We'll have the inside for the left-hander, and we're through into the race lead here on lap number 3 of 5 at the Dragon Trail circuit. On to the end of the race then, and we have a clear gap to the field behind, so we're going to pull the drift over the line. A very small drift, but a drift nonetheless. Race victory for us, and that is, well, that will be all 3 of the GTRs now in our possession, so that is a job done for this menu book. And that will also bring an end to this video once we finish things up at the cafe. But here is the car. This one should be the R33, I believe. There it is, and that is now in our collection. More collector's score points for us, not enough for another level just yet. So yeah, with all that said, let's go back to the cafe. And so there it is then, collection Nissan GTR completed. Nice. Alright. Hey, congratulations. He starts every time you can finish a menu book, he's, hey, congratulations, every time. Anyway, that is, ooh, 4-star roulette ticket once again. Nice. Are we going to do that first, or are we going to learn about the cars? Let's learn about the cars. Collection Nissan GTR. The Nissan GTR is one of Japan's premier sports car brands. The GTR sports model was added to Nissan's flagship Skyline family in the late 1960s. Using a mass-produced retail model's body combined with a detuned race car engine, it took the Japanese motorsport scene by storm, winning countless consecutive races. Japan had made remarkable strides in automotive development around this period, and the GTR caused a huge splash. In 1989, a next-generation Skyline GTR was released, which featured a state-of-the-art four-wheel drive system. The model was known as the R32. It would also prove to be nearly unbeatable in domestic races, and is considered a true classic. Its immediate successors were the R33 Skyline GTR and the R34 Skyline GTR. These also proved massively popular and are collector's items to this day. In 2007, the Nissan GTR was released, billed as the world's best performing mass-produced sports car. Combining its unique four-wheel drive system with a powerful V6 twin-turbo engine and iconic styling, it is instantly recognizable as a GTR from Japan. 10 years after it originally went on sale, the GTR is being continually improved. What will be its next evolution? Whatever it turns out to be, it is sure to exceed expectations. And there is our next menu book, World Touring Car 700. Sounds like a big one, so we'll leave that for next time. We're already at the 39 minutes and 46 second mark. So that is going to do it for this one. I'll just spin this roulette ticket and end it off here. So thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I really do appreciate it. Feel free to give me some feedback in the comments. Other than that, I will see you next time after we find out what the prize for this roulette ticket is. It's a small pile of money, as it always seems to be. 5,000 credits, I believe that is, yes. Alright, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.